Hi, beautiful moms. Welcome or welcome back to Mommy Mo Hair Care, where I, Mommy Mo, help you care for your child's natural hair with ease and confidence. Mommies, have you ever noticed that your child's hair behaves differently depending on the weather? Sometimes it's soft and sometimes it's easy to manage, and at other times it's dry, it's frizzy, or it's even breaking. Now, this is because the weather plays a huge role in how well our children's natural hair retains moisture and stays healthy. So, today I'm breaking down exactly how different weather affects your child's natural hair, and I'm sharing some tips to help keep your child's hair moisturized, manageable, and thriving all year round. So, whether you live in a cold country like the UK, the US, or Canada, a hot and humid region like West or East Africa, or even a dry, arid desert-like area. All right, now, so let's get into it. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe if you love content on kids' natural hair. And please give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. Drumroll. Let's begin by understanding exactly how the weather affects natural hair. Now, the environment your child is in, it can either help their hair retain moisture or it can strip it away. For example, cold and dry air can make hair dry and brittle. Humidity can make hair frizzy and tangle prone. Extreme heat can cause dehydration and breakage. These are the reasons why we need to tweak our children's hair care routines based on the weather. Let's go weather by weather and I'll tell you exactly what you need to do. All right? Are you ready for me? Let's go. So, temperate regions like the United Kingdom, the United States, Canada, parts of Europe, they have cold and dry weather during winter. And then on the other hand, they have warm and humid weather during the summer months. If you live in these regions, you need to sit up. Understand something. Understand that winter can be very harsh on natural hair. The cold air outside your house and the indoor heating inside your house can dry out your child's hair pretty quickly. No. I know you will say, but snow which falls during winter is made from water. Yes, it is made from water. However, that water is not available in the air as moisture, making the air dry. Another example of cold and dry weather is the Harmattan mornings. Now, those in West Africa will understand this weather, where it comes from. The mornings are cold, but yet they are dry. Now, some tips for cold and dry weather. These include number one, please wash and deep condition weekly to add moisture. Now, if your routine cannot manage weekly washes, stick to it anyway, all right? But just ensure that you keep deep conditioning at each wash day. Number two, use heavier butters and oils like shea butter, which a lot of people like, or a mix of shea butter and other natural butters like cocoa butter, mango butter, plus some oils. You'll have mixed it with some oils to seal the hair. Number three, keep your child's head covered with satin lined bonnet when they go outdoors. Number four, stick to low manipulation protective styles like braids, flat twists, and twists. All these, they help to reduce breakage. Try not to use synthetic extensions if you can help it, all right? Now, number five, you can also moisturize your child's hair in the morning and at night using these steps. First, your liquid, follow with your leave-in conditioner, a light oil, and then you can seal with butter for extra protection. Now, moving on to the summer months, humidity can actually help with moisture retention, but it can also lead to frizz and product buildup. Now, if you like to do wash and goes for your child, you may find that such styles don't last very long during the season. All right, and you can also get this type of weather in the dry season in Africa. Yeah, when the rains around are pretty abundant. Okay, now some tips for this warm and humid weather. Number one, use lightweight moisturizers and leave-ins instead of heavy products. So for example, if you were using a creamy leave-in conditioner before, you would now want to switch to one which is lighter. something like that that's like maybe more liquid or maybe even comes out as a spray. All right. Number 2, wash your child's hair more frequently to remove sweat and buildup. So if you're washing your child's hair, say once a month, for instance, because I know some people do that, improving it to washing every 2 weeks would be helpful. Number 3, you can stick with protective styles like twists and braids, and you can also consider cornrows. And once in a while, you can do puffs. Now, okay? Number 4, since the sun is out during the summer, please use scarves and hats when your child will be in the sun for a long period of time. The sun can be very dry and harsh. Now, your moisturizing frequency can be a bit more spaced out during this weather as opposed to the winter weather. You can moisturize your child's hair either once a day, every 2 days, or every 3 days. It would be good to know your child's moisture cycle. And now, if this is something that you want to learn, I would encourage you to enroll for my kids' hair care course. It is called the Healthy Hair Soundbites online course. All right, so I'll put more information about it in the description box, as well as the link to how you can enroll. It teaches you everything. All right, now you can stick with the LCO process, liquid, cream, and oil during this period. I hope that was understandable. Of course, if you have any comments or any questions, you can put them in the description box. Let's move on to the next one. Moving on, let's talk about tropical regions, like countries in West Africa, where I come from, proudly Nigerian, and some countries in East Africa. Now, these regions are typically characterized by hot and humid weather for a good part of the year. It may not be all through the year. If you live in places like Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, or Tanzania, you already know humidity is a big factor. Your hair can absorb moisture from the air, leading to shrinkage, frizz, and buildup. Now, this is not to say that they don't get dry periods. We'll get to that, all right? Don't worry, we'll definitely touch on that. Now, some tips for hot and humid weather. Use lightweight leave-in conditioners, all right? Why? Heavy creams can cause buildup. But if your child's hair likes the heavy conditioners, just be sure to use like a clarifying shampoo every couple of washes. Another tip, wash your child's hair more often to remove sweat and dirt. Now, like I mentioned before, you would need to adjust your child's hair care routine to accommodate the weather and ensure your child's hair stays moisturized. Avoid heavy oils and butters as well, which can make your child's hair greasy. Opt for light oils or oil mixes and then use them sparingly. So you don't want to be heavy-handed with sealants during this period. Another tip I can give you for this weather is do protective styles. You can do cornrows, you can do twists, you can do braids, but try to make them loose and a bit chunky to allow airflow, like something like mine. The sun is also out a lot in this type of weather, so please use scarves and hats when your child will be in the sun. It is also humid at this time, so you can get away with moisturizing your child's hair once a day. All right. Now, since it is hot, moisture will evaporate from your child's hair, though this will happen at a reduced rate, unlike in a hot and dry weather. Okay, stick with the LCO method: liquid, cream, and oil. Now let's talk about dry, arid regions like near deserts or dry and arid seasons like the afternoon harmattan in Nigeria. All right. Now these periods or these areas, they have weather that is hot and dry. It features like extreme heat and low humidity. So if you live in dry areas like this, just know that your child's hair may struggle to stay hydrated, to stay moisturized because the air lacks moisture. Okay. You could also struggle with a lot of dust, as this tends to be a lot in such areas or during this period. Your tips. Now, increase hydration, drink a lot of water, as well as deep conditioning. Now, use products that have things like aloe vera, honey, glycerin, okay? You can incorporate a hair mist, which has these ingredients as well, into your child's hair care routine if you don't already have that. Please don't skip deep conditioning. It is very, very important important because it will help your child's hair to stay resilient and reduce breakage. You can use creamy leave-ins and butters to lock in moisture. I would typically recommend like a nicely whipped hair butter, but don't go overboard with it, okay? Keep your child's hair covered with scarves, hats, or head wraps to protect your child's hair from harsh sunlight. Another tip: choose low manipulation styles to reduce moisture loss. Okay, now don't make styles which are like really tiny or in too many sections, because when you want to unravel them, if you have not been diligent with moisturizing the hair consistently, the hair would have dried out in the style and it would break as you're unraveling. Okay, so keeping styles as in doing protective styles helps to keep the hair strands bound together, which would help to retain moisture. Okay, try to moisturize like twice a day, morning and night, but make each application kind of light since you'll be doing it twice. Okay, use the LCO method. I'm sure you already know what this is, and top up with a light application of a hair butter, yes, after the LCO method, for extra protection. Now, you may be wondering, Mommy Mo, what about really wet weather? Like when it rains a lot? I know. I know West African regions have a rainy season because Nigeria does have a rainy season, and so does East Africa, where we currently live. Now, the rain is a lot, so the level of humidity in the air is high, and it does tend to feel cold at times. Now, in such periods, blown out styles, they tend to freeze up quite quickly, so like that's not the best time to do anything that is blown out or stretched or straight. Okay, now some tips for this weather. Number one, stick to your regular wash routine. Okay, if this is once or twice a week, or if this is even once a month. Okay, hair tends to stay quite moisturized in this particular type of weather, and you can also alternate using your deep conditioner on wash days. And by this I mean, on one wash day use your deep conditioner, and the next wash day use your rinse out conditioner. However, if you are like already used to using your deep conditioner with every wash or on every wash, it's perfectly fine. Tip number two, use light leave-in conditioners to moisturize, light oils to seal, or a light application of your favorite hair butter. Three, now you can keep your hair out in loose styles, though protective styles too are great during this time. Number four, you can moisturize your child's hair once a day using the LCO method. If your child gets rained on, because it can happen, it would be good to have a chelating shampoo on hand for wash days to get rid of anything that came onto your child's hair from the rainwater. It's not really clean water and can come with minerals and all things like that. Now, no matter where you live or no matter the weather, these golden rules I'm going to give you will help to keep your child's hair healthy throughout the year. One, stay consistent. Just stick to a good wash, moisture and styling routine. Okay, have a good routine for when you want to wash, and employ the right sequence of steps like the pre-poo, detangling, deep conditioning, moisturizing and sealing. Okay, now you also cannot afford to abandon your child's hair in between wash days, and this goes for every time. Okay, use weather appropriate products in between wash days to keep your child's hair nice and moisturized. I've already explained everything to you. Tip number two, layer your products properly. Now, I typically advocate for the LCO method because I find it to be quite effective in keeping children's hair moisturized. Now, however, there are a few variations that you can try in different weather situations. Like, for example, I mentioned adding on a butter in dry periods. Tip number three, adjust the products based on the weather. Okay, now use heavier products in dry weather and lighter ones in humid conditions. No brainer. Okay, this means that of course you may have to spend a little more on products, but it is an investment which pays off. Next tip, protective styling helps. it does help. Styles like braids, twists, flat twists, cornrows, it can help to retain moisture when you've done them correctly for your child. They shouldn't be tight, neither should they be done in many sections. I keep saying this all the time. You want to style your child's hair in a way that saves you time and then saves her discomfort. All right, so there you have it, your ultimate mommy mo guide to seasonal hair care. Now I'd love to hear from you. It's your turn. What is the weather like where you live, and what is your biggest struggle when it comes to managing your child's hair in different weather? Okay, so let's chat about it in the comment section. All right, I'd love to hear from you. If you found this video quite helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more natural hair care tips for kids. That way, you definitely won't miss my next video, where I'll once again be sharing helpful and practical tips which will help you nurture and care for your child's hair with confidence. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.